Right, Mark, so fresh after a stalemate, 0-0 against Salisbury, can you just walk me through that game, please?
Yeah, I thought we started the game relatively well, but then after the first sort of 10, 15 minutes, we went a little bit into our old self, a little bit sloppy. Probably two nervous teams at the moment, and that probably showed. Second half was a completely different outfit. I thought the approach to the second half is what we've got to be for the full 90 minutes. Much more aggressive. First contact, second balls. We've done the uglier side much better, and then our football come out as well. And look, their kids took their goalkeeper, who's had a fantastic afternoon, made 2 or 3 great saves, and in the last dying embers there, the last kick of the game, they cleared it off the line. The guy didn't know much about it, hit him in the face and come back out. So, we come agonisingly close. For 3 points. But there was some positives there. In the second half performance, I'm happy with, in terms of the endeavour, the attitude and the fight, and that's what we got to show. But we've got to show that more consistently. Yes, we've had a tough week, we've had big travels, we've had disappointing situation in midweek where, a couple of goals went against us, and, we had long journey in Dorchester. We felt aggrieved there when we've shown great character to come back into that game, but we're probably harshly punished with a couple of decisions there as well. But we've got to use that to fuel our fire, and we've done that second half, and then it's much more of a front foot performance. It's a performance where it showed that we're willing to fight and that we care, and that's all you can ask for a manager, is that the maximum effort and attitude. And when we do that, then you start to see that the confidence comes back out, and so we're knocking on the door. We've done everything but score in the second half, but that needs to be over 90 minutes, 95 minutes.
So you mentioned they ramped it up in the second half and started creating more chances, but ultimately still didn't put the ball back in the back of the net. What needs to happen in order for us to be able to do that?
Well, look, you've got to keep asking those questions. Like we've forced their keeper into 2 great saves. One cleared off the line at the end, and then look, corners. They were blocking shots. So look, there was much more action, and that's all you can do is keep getting it in and around the penalty box, keep believing in yourself. Like sooner or later, one will drop for you, but also having that calmness and that bit of quality. And look, this stage of the season, pitches are bobbly. I think you can quite see that. I mean, nothing compared to what we played on Tuesday night. I mean, this pitch still plays well enough. So, like I said, we can't look for excuses. We've got only ourselves will end this season on a high and put some smiles back on faces. It's been a difficult season. There's no hiding from that. Everything that could go wrong has probably gone wrong so far. But through that hardship is where real growth is. If you stick together, when you come through that other side, that's where the growth is. And this group will be stronger, better for it. But while we're in this period at the moment, we've got to scrap, we've got to fight, we've got to roll our sleeves up, we've got to stick together. And we showed that second half. But we can't come off of that second half performance for a second now. That has to be us from the first whistle to the final whistle.
And just going back to the players, Rui replacing George Hunt at half-time, was that a niggle that you picked up, or is that tactical?
Yeah, unfortunately, an injury. We had Lewis Kinsella we brought in on loan. He had done two games straight away and had a bit of a tight quad, so we couldn't play him. Alfie Saunders come in and played a couple of games, and unfortunately called back into Farnborough. So that, we missed a couple of players there, and then George Hunt has, with a succession of games that we've had, then you pick up knocks and niggles. Unfortunately, George had a bit of an issue with his Achilles, and I thought Harvey Roux, when he come on, was fantastic. I think Harry Kavanagh, the last couple of games, has been such a massive positive for me, which I always knew. I could see in his eyes and his body language from the last 2-3 weeks that he's got the bit between his teeth, and he's ready to fight. And I think his last 2 performances have been fantastic. So that's so there's plenty of positives out there. We are harsh on ourselves. We do know where we are and what we've got to do, and we'll be our harshest critics. But also, we've shown some fight and some togetherness, and that's what I need to see.
Brilliant. Thanks, Mark.